weirdly accurate. Fact chalk, referring to the dyed version as Smurf dope. Classy. But the color wasn't the only part of Breaking Bad's candy meth that was weirdly accurate. Fact 47. According to DEA spokesman Steve Robertson, there have been rare reports of flavored meth popping up in California, Nevada, Washington, Idaho, Texas, New Mexico, Missouri, and Minnesota. Identified flavors include strawberry, chocolate, and cola, not to be confused with Coke. Yummy! Fact 46. You probably don't associate meth with a case of the sniffles, but one of the most effective ingredients used to treat the common cold has historically been used to manufacture meth. Pseudoephedrine, used as a decongestant and included in medications like Sudafed, was once available over the counter. However, in 2006 it was restricted in the United States after it became known as the ingredient of choice for methamphetamine home cooks. So now it's a whole lot harder to treat cold and flu symptoms without drowsiness. Thanks a lot, meth. Fact 45. Like many of the most infamous illegal drugs, there was a time when meth was used in a medical setting, and it was potentially given to some pretty famous patients. Dr. Max Jacobson, a doctor to the stars in the 60s and 70s, earned the nickname Dr. Feelgood with many of his high-profile patients. His treatments just so happened to include amphetamines and methamphetamines from time to time. Who was he injecting these mysterious drug cocktails, which may or may not have included meth, into? Well, just a few people you might have heard of, like Ingrid Bergman, Elizabeth Taylor, Nelson Rockefeller, and John F. Kennedy himself. That's right, Jacobson was injecting amphetamines into the President of the United States for his back pain. His unusual and unethical methods, emphasis on the meth, were exposed by the New York Times in 1972, and Jacobson lost his medical license in 1975, which, makes sense. His ethical conduct was pretty methed up. Fact 44. Speaking of the dentist, meth use can spell serious trouble for anyone that needs to be put under for surgery, dental or otherwise. Not only does meth interact with anesthesia, but regular use of stimulants increases the risk of heart failure during surgery. For a long time, meth users, surgeons may need to perform an ultrasound of the heart beforehand to evaluate how it's functioning. So if your surgeon asks about recreational drug use, they're...
A esto me refiero, Polo. Las familias pasan cada vez menos tiempo juntas.
Cafecito,
Tengo una idea.
galletas, hacer café.
Necesitamos regalos que puedan compartir en familia.
¡Ah, como esto para Jorgito! ¡Con una sorpresa para su papá! ¡Para María el unicornio perfecto! ¡Y algo que amará a su mamá! ¡Uy! ¡Y esto para los hermanos Hernández! ¡Estamos listos!
Está creciendo la matita que me hallé en el trabajo. La otra también parece. Una chiquita que está.
Tu negocio está en buenas manos con RAM 700, la pick-up hecha para cualquier tipo de trabajo.
They're probably not trying to be a narc, they're trying to make sure you don't die on the table. Fact 43. One of the most infamous side effects of meth is meth mouth, or extreme tooth decay. But what about meth causes this? First, meth use reduces saliva production. Saliva is a barrier against acid wear on the tooth enamel. If saliva production is reduced, the teeth develop more cavities as the enamel is worn away. Meth users will often clench or grind their teeth, causing them to break. And add in the fact that many meth users consume high sugar beverages to combat their dry mouth, the decreased blood to oral tissues that results from methamphetamines, lesions in the gums and cheeks caused by smoking meth, and top it all off with the likelihood that prolonged meth users are less likely to notice oral pain or seek medical attention, and you're looking at a dentist's nightmare. Fact 42. Meth is often associated with rural America today, but it was actually first invented in Japan. Chemist Nagai Nagiyoshi synthesized methamphetamine from ephedrine in 1893. Later, Akira Ogata synthesized it in a crystalline form in 1919. The process by which he synthesized meth in this form involved a mixture of red phosphorus, iodine, and ephedrine, and it's a process still used by some meth manufacturers today. Nice to know that humble small-town meth cooks are keeping traditions alive. Fact 41. So, what's the deal with ephedrine? Ephedrine is a chemical derived from ephedra, an evergreen shrub native to China and India. It's been used in traditional Chinese medicine for over 5,000 years to treat asthma, bronchitis, and symptoms of cold and flu, such as congestion, chills, cough, and fever. It can be distilled into a chemical form known as ephedrine, or synthetic versions of the chemical like pseudoephedrine. That's right, we're back to Sudafed. Because ephedrine can be used to make meth, pseudoephedrine can be used for the same thing. Ephedra was sold commercially in supplements for weight loss, energy, and athletic performance until it was banned in 2004. Fact 40. So remember how ephedra was used to treat asthma? Well, in 1932, the American pharmaceutical industry had the same idea about amphetamine. Big pharma company SmithKline and French released Benzedrine, an amphetamine